You're what?
Uncrustable?
Oh. Okay. So you were just commenting on my baby Mountain Dew can here.
It's how many ounces is that? Like 8?
7.5.
Oh my god, it can't even get to 8. It's so little.
Yeah. Hello, Sam. Sam is in the chat.
Hi, Sam.
We are doing our thing for episode 66 of the Whatnauts Captain's Log. That is a lot of numbers, a lot of episodes.
Mm-hmm.
You're 1/6 away from the mark of the beast. You just need one more 6. So
No, I was gonna say for Captain's Log 666 years from now, we do have to get in the same physical space as each other and draw a pentagram on the floor and just see what we can summon.
Yeah, or some kind of like Ouija board or something, right? But no, I'm now on like 13 different tangents here of what we should all do and all that stuff. Mountain Dew, tiny cans. I'm like trying and failing miserably to wean myself off of caffeine, and at this point it's no use, but it's still something to like convince myself, hey, it's not that much it's not a full can of Mountain Dew.
Yeah, it's those 4.5 ounces that would make a big difference,
right? But
and I'm missing that now.
But then when I drink like 4 of them in one day, it's terrible. So
oh no,
because I bring 2 of them with me to work every day, for like my lunch, and then maybe I'll have
something else too, right?
I have a big water bottle. And I make sure I have at least like one of those. It's usually like 1.5 of those. It's a big ass water bottle. But yeah, at this point, it's like, who am I kidding, Kyle? Like, you're never gonna get off of this. This is my vice. I need caffeine.
Same. I'm just an iced coffee monster, and there's no going back.
Yeah. So we are here, episode 66 of the Whatnauts Captain's Log. This is our weekly do whatever we want podcast. Talk about anything, shenanigans, off topic stuff. It's good fun. It's good fun.
Yes.
My name is Kyle Springer. I am joined, as always, by Melissa Wilkinson.
It is me.
Yeah. What have you been up to this week?
Nothing of consequence to report on. I worked a lot. I went to trivia and didn't do so well.
So my first question is, what is this crown thing that you have on your head? Because at first I was like, all right, it looks like flowers.
It is.
But then maybe it could be some kind of like cupcake thing.
Well, thank you for believing in me, but no, it is simple, humble flowers. I wish I had a cupcake crown. Yeah, I just put this on because I'm like, my hair's, I don't know, it's just looking kind of greasy. I mean, I would like wash it after this. This is like its last life before it is cleansed again. I'm like, I look like a mess. I gotta distract the eye.
Yeah.
Why else did I make all these flower crowns? I've got 2.
2 whole flower crowns. It's more than I have. Sam, how are you liking all the NES games on the Switch?
Oh, you can play that Skeleton Man.
Yeah, I think you're alluding to the Super Smash Bros. Character, or like I guess skin that they put in. I know, yeah. I tried Link to the Past for the first time yesterday. I played for maybe all of 15 minutes and got stuck in that first castle. So I was like, all right, onto something else. I'll come back to this later on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's sweet that I can now play those games because Nintendo was like, hey, here's 20 Super Nintendo games that you all can play. So that's been fun. Sam says she's been barreling through Link to the Past Vanilla, like I'm playing Randomizer, but there's no timer, and she wishes there was a timer. I'm not that good at those old games. I'm terrible at them. I need the new stuff, the fancy, shiny, open world games. That's my jam.
You don't want to be pixels. You want to be a real polygoned man.
Not really. I like the whole 8-bit style. I like it visually. I'm terrible at those games. The only one that I've really played is Celeste, and I love that game.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you think you'd survive in a Tron world?
I mean, it is a cyberpunk movie, so technically, yes, I would thrive.
You're right in your element. You're gonna get on your light cycle. You're gonna get real brutal.
I've waited my
kill
whole
all
life
those other guys with your light ribbon.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. No, I'd find some way to survive in there. I don't know what I would do besides. I mean, am I the one on the bikes fighting for my life? Am I something else in there? Is this like Kingdom Hearts 2 where I can like run around in servers and stuff like that, or is it just like general cyberspace?
I don't know. I saw the original Tron once and fell asleep, and I just watched Tron Legacy again for the second time. And it's a beautiful movie. I recommend that you revisit it. Plot-wise, it's weird. They put Cillian Murphy in there, and then he doesn't do anything. But yeah, go watch it.
He doesn't need to do anything. He can just stand there and look handsome. That's fine.
Look handsome. Enjoy Tron Legacy for all your handsome needs. But like, I don't know the economy of Tron World. The grid is where they live. I don't know like what jobs are available to you. Like, I don't know if Light Cycle Driver and person who watches and cheers on Light Cycle Driver are the only two positions available.
Right? Like how do you come to be in the grid and attend that event? Like, can I buy tickets on Ticketmaster? Like,
this is what I was talking about. Like, yeah, it's bad that they all die. It's basically some sort of hellish coliseum. But if I was there, I would totally go. I'd get real into it. I'd have like a big hat and a bunch of nachos.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And those big like sticks like, number one fan!
But it's not foam, it's like a hologram of a big finger that projects around my hand.
Right? Yeah, it's some like it's like those 90s snap bracelets that then
the hologram.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Ooh.
I love that. Great stuff. So I've been playing a more recent video game. I've been playing a game called Control, and I love it.
Okay, what do you do?
So you play as this character named Jessie Faden, and she comes to New York to the Federal Bureau of Control. Which is a secret government organization that is basically what if Mulder like made his own branch of the government, right?
They said the magic word for me.
They are the men in black. They are the ones that go to events around the world when things are strange, something doesn't add up right, just weird things are happening, and they are the ones that go and clean it up and all of that stuff and protect the people and make sure they don't really know what exactly is happening or that everything is normal, nothing weird here. And yes, so they have like a collection of objects of power or these altered items.
Oh.
For example, there is a rubber ducky. Rubber ducky, you're the one. And it is supposedly from another dimension, and they figured it out because the girl that it belonged to claimed that it was following her. And stuff like that. So it's just weird, stupid stuff.
This is also kind of like a Warehouse 13 situation.
I'm not familiar with Warehouse 13, actually.
It was a Sci-Fi Channel show. It was like...
I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, kind of like a procedural, like, weird case of the week, but they worked at a warehouse that was full of, like, cursed and haunted and magic objects.
Basically.
So every episode was centered around, like, one prop that got lost or they had to go collect or something like that.
Basically. Like, there's one part in the game where you see this object, and it's this old, like, 1950s style refrigerator. And there is a guy sitting in front of it who is staring at this TV, and this is in the midst of all the stuff that is actually happening in the game, which I've not even mentioned yet.
Okay.
But he's sitting there, and as you start to walk by, he goes, "Hello, is anyone there? Can you? I was supposed to leave an hour ago, and we have to keep looking at this thing, or it will explode, and I can't move, and I need someone to relieve me of my position, and I don't know what's happening," and like all this stuff, and you're like, "Well, I can't really help you right now. I'll be back," and you just kind of leave him there.
Guy.
Yeah. And then eventually down the road, you can go help him out. But yeah, so you come to New York, to the office building of the FBC, the Federal Bureau of Control. And their office building is called the Oldest House. And it is... you can only find it if you're looking for it.
Oh, I love that stuff.
Right? It's all that stuff. It's fantastic. And so you get inside, and it's much, much bigger on the inside than it looks on the outside. It seems to be shifting or changing a little bit, you know. But all of it's like the brutalist architecture of like federal government buildings that just really look creepy because everything is solid concrete. And it's just like, this is weird. What is going on here? And then you'll like turn the hall, and it's like, this looks like something out of Twin Peaks. This looks very David Lynch, of just like red patterned carpet in this like ornate patterns and stuff like that. But they also have like a science and research division, and they have all these orientation videos that are like the Dharma Initiative videos.
That's our language.
Yeah, exactly. It is perfect. It's like the X-Files and Twin Peaks, and just it's so good. It's fantastic.
Very good.
So you get there, and you basically get instated as the new director.
Whoa.
At the same time, there is this like otherworldly alternate dimension force that is attacking and breaking through on the inside of the building. So you kind of have to figure out what to do, how to stop them, what they are, why they're there, all of that stuff. And it is fantastic. I am loving it. I've beaten the game, but I'm 3 trophies away from the platinum. So I'm getting all of the like extra stuff.
Yeah,
so it's fantastic. I highly recommend it. If you can go find like play throughs, I think you would really enjoy it. It is like right up our alley.
No matter what the game is, as much as I love the concept, I just don't think I can sit down and play a game, but I will see if I can find somebody playing it for me. And I just watch, and I don't have to remember what any buttons do, except for just the play button on YouTube.
Exactly. Uh, so yeah, that's kind of all the video game stuff that I wanted to mention. But Netflix, this is a little bit old news. I think they announced it last Friday, like right before we recorded, so I didn't pick up on this. But Netflix shipped its 5 billionth DVD.
That's boggling.
Yeah.
There's not 5 billion of anything in the world. Well, there's 5 billion of lots of things, like people and dollars and bugs and trees, but like an average object. Are there 5 billion screwdrivers? I don't know. But they found 5 billion is this 5 billion individual DVDs? Or did they send like one copy of Finding Nemo 30 times?
It's them sending a DVD out to someone, and then I guess they're not counting shipping it back. I'm not sure, but yeah, they have mailed their 5 billionth DVD. So that transaction, they've done 5 billion times. First of all, that's amazing, but the fact that the DVDs are still around.
Yeah, I think it's very useful because they've got a much wider library on there than they can get streaming than they could get screaming.
I mean, give us all your DVDs!
Scream the script at you.
Right.
Kyle, have you seen Example Show?
No. I don't even know what that is.
This is a piece of programming that was put on Netflix years ago, maybe when the streaming platform first started. And you could only find it if you
Sam goes, interior, bat cave. Perfect. Perfect.
You find it much like this, control building if you knew what you were looking for.
Sure.
You had to type Example Show into Netflix, and all it was just this mock-up video they had made to just test the platform and make sure everything was configured right. Make sure it flashes like colors at you for a little while so you can, make sure your TV is tuned correctly. Okay. So, all the color bars are showing up right. It makes noises at you so you can tune your sound bar or whatever. But the video, it's like 10, 15 minutes long. It's like beautiful, slow shots of the exterior of Netflix headquarters. Just like pictures of this building, footage of like a fountain bubbling for like 2 minutes. And this one man who just launches, first second you see him, into a really intense, really well done Shakespearean monologue from, I think, Julius Caesar. So he does this entire monologue. He's really good. And then he looks at you and he just goes like, he just starts popping his mouth and like whistling and making noise. Again, they just had to fill 15 minutes to test the platform and give you noises and pictures. And it didn't. Oh, I think he also plays basketball for a while.
That's so weird.
Please look up Example Show. I don't know if it's still on the Netflix platform because it's not really needed there.
I'm sure it's on YouTube at this point.
It is on YouTube. Show it at a party. Show it to your parents. Show it to your boss and friends and pets.
I feel like at this point, one of those Netflix DVDs has to be one of the objects of power in this control game.
Just the sent around the most.
Yeah, and apparently, let's see. According to,
I saw that the 5 billionth DVD was a copy of Rocket Man.
Yes, that's what I was looking for. But it didn't say
what the most ever sent DVD is. Either the most sent title or the most sent like individual disc. Like maybe it finally broke, whatever it was, and they put it in a glass case, like up on the office, like there on the wall. It's like, well, Dumb and Dumber, you really did a service to the entire corporation. We sent you to 47 different homes, Dumb and Dumber. Rest easy up there, buddy.
Let's see. This article on CNET by Stephen Moostel Says 21-year-old company made its bones as a DVD by mail rental service, but has steadily
its bones.
Look, I don't know. It's CNET.
Can I stop you for just a second? I watched Alien for the first time last week.
Oh, what'd you think?
I liked it. I didn't like it as much as I believed I would have liked it, just because I feel like it just seems slow to my modern sensibilities, like not tense and building drama, like just plain old slow. But I still had a good time. Neo and Alien, it bleeds acid. At one point, one of the characters in the movie looks at the acid and says, "That must be what it uses for blood." And my friend and I have been obsessed with the phrase "uses for blood." Like the alien had a choice. Like it could have picked regular blood, or like, it's blood, but it's also bile somehow. All these different fluids. It picked acid. It chose. I want acid.
I choose you, Acid Man.
Yeah, I will use this for my blood.
Right.
Anyway, continue.
So it says the 21-year-old company made its bones as a DVD by mail rental service, but has steadily been pushing subscribers towards its streaming service for the past decade. Netflix announced last month it had surpassed the 150 million streaming subscriber mark, but it still has 2.4 million DVD rental subscribers, which roughly translates to $157 million in revenue.
It's real. That number seems absolutely realistic.
How?
No,
Cheryl,
think about it.
Cheryl, if you are out there, stop getting the fucking DVDs.
Why would you tell them to stop? What's wrong with this lifestyle choice?
Get out of 1992.
No, okay, they want a title that is not streaming on there, but they got the discs. They've got so many more titles on disc.
Yeah, I know.
They're an old person, or they live in a geographical area with really rough internet. Like people up in Alaska. They don't got good enough internet up there to stream stuff. They gotta get discs.
Sam, don't make fun of me for saying 1992 and that DVDs were around there. You know what I meant.
Get off of Betamax already.
Right. See, I wonder if something like that would ever take off in this like vinyl resurgence. Like, hey, here's a Laserdisc rental service.
I'll tell you this. I don't care about a vinyl. Other people are super into it, and like I'll pick a record out of their collection if they ask me to, like we're at a party or whatever. I don't care to ever own my own. I would love the opportunity to just watch archaic, defunct types of media. I've never seen a Betamax. I think I saw one Laserdisc in school when I was 8, and it wasn't a video, it was just like a weird photo slideshow. I just want to watch these. I just want to go to a place. I want this to be a new bar. It's the Laserdisc and Betamax bar. Just come here and watch the old format. Pick one off the shelf. Do you want to watch The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension on Laserdisc? We have it for you.
Go. It's so wild to me. My mom texted me a couple pictures this past weekend, because apparently she was going through a whole bunch of stuff and donating it or tossing it or giving it to people, and this is something that I've like tried to get her to do since I've been alive. Basically, there's like she had at one point she had like a closet in my room that had all of her stuff, and it's like, Mom, you can't do that. You're cramping my style. But
where will I put all of my hoodies, Mom?
Yeah, right, all 2 of my hoodies. No,
my CDs of gym shorts, Mom.
Right, but it was just like, Mom, I've never seen you wear this since I've been alive. Like, why do you still have this? Get rid of it. And I reminded her of this story of one time when I was in high school. It must have been during the summer when I didn't have school and I was home for a long time, and I was looking in our pantry and I was looking for some kind of snack, and I just couldn't find a thing. There was nothing in there that I could eat. It was all spices. And I was just like, Mom, what is the point of having a pantry if there's no snacks? But then I started looking at this stuff because I'm like, when do we ever use this stuff? Like we don't cook with spices. My mom will like my mom was never much of a cook. She could do certain things, but usually when she had to make bigger meals, she would resort to like, I'm just gonna get a big thing of frozen mac and cheese or mashed potatoes or something, and we'll do that. And so I was like, when do we use it? And I start looking at these things, and I found a can of Hershey's chocolate powder that had expired before I was born.
Our moms are the same person. This past weekend, Monday, Kyle, I was at my parents' house. I opened the cabinet. I find a small bottle of imitation maple flavoring that has a little date on it that says 1987.
God, it's terrible. I'm like, why? Why do we even have? It's just wasting space. It is collecting dust.
I'm so happy you're saying this because this is also my parents' great downfall. They are so bad at cleaning out foodstuffs. Yeah. And I'm the one, whenever I go over there, they're like, oh, we made taquitos. You want taquito? We've got some sour cream. And I'm like, what does the date on the sour cream say?
Right.
Well, it says best by, just like 3 weeks ago. We've been eating it. You'll be fine.
No. I don't think we've had stuff like that where it's like how good is that sour cream? But like, yeah, we'll just have like a whole bunch of spices, or my mom will have outfits of just jackets and shirts and pants and all this. I was like, Mom, I've never even seen you look at this once. Why do we still have that? And I'm fine for having a lot of stuff as long as you use it, right?
Yes.
But it's just that. So she was going through a bunch of stuff, and of course, anything technology related, they come to me, and they're like, "How do we do it? What is it? What do we need to know?" And I remember when I was out there last winter, they had a big box of cords because they still hadn't really like unpacked everything yet, which is strange to me because they had been there for like a year and stuff, and they just had boxes full of stuff they hadn't unpacked. And at me, I was like, been a year, you haven't opened it, you haven't needed it, just burn them, throw them away, stay warm, right? Yeah. I don't even know what's in these
planes.
I don't even know what's in these boxes. It could be like metallic objects. It could be pictures, photos, cords, who knows what. Just like, you haven't needed this in a year. Get rid of it. Yeah. But she texted me that the first thing she texted me was on the Apple like chargers. It's that like white brick, and that would be the one that plugged in the wall. But they had a thing where it had an extender where you could like have it be like in the center of the cord rather than be that big box thing that goes on the wall. And so she texts me a picture of the adapter, and she goes, "What the hell is this?" And I was like, "Oh, that's the adapter for your MacBook charger, something XYZ." And she goes, "All right, that I don't need anymore. I'm gonna get rid of it." And then she texts me this cable, and it's a power cable. It's one that goes into the outlet, and then I don't know what it's call it, but the opposite end is that like figure eight looking
Yeah, that
one.
guy.
And yeah, so she was like, "What is this?" I'm like, "That's a power cable. You should know that one, Mom. You know what an outlet looks like, and that's what that end of it is." She goes, "But what does it go to?" I'm like, "Mom, I don't know. This is just a generic power cord. It could go to a hair dryer or a blender or a DVD player or a CD player that you guys still have that I've told you to get rid of, for this." And it's just like,
you are such a futurist. You want all old technology dead and gone. Do not own CDs. Do not own DVDs.
It's not that. I still have all of my CDs. But it's like, that's the thing, is they don't use them, so they're just taking up space. And so it's this idea of like, if you don't need it, get rid of it. And they've unfortunately both seen their parents pass away and having to deal with, but now I have to deal with all of their stuff.
Oh yeah. Yep, same here.
And they're like, this is a nightmare. They have so much stuff. They have newspapers and they don't even know why they have the newspapers. And it's just like, one day that's gonna be the same thing for you and me.
You're an only child, Kyle. That's awful.
I'm an only child, and it's
There's
like
3 of us.
Yeah. So, but no. So yeah, she was just baffled by this idea of like, wait, you don't know what this power cord is to? I'm like, Mom, it's a generic cord. It can go to any of 50 things, and I don't keep an itemized list of electronics that you have.
That's Samsung DVD player gray number 4. I can look at the cord and I know what it is.
Yeah, exactly. No, it is just it's a generic one. So that's what I had to deal with this past week.
I had a good time with family.
Mm-hmm.
Over the Labor Day weekend every year, the Missouri Botanical Gardens has a Japanese festival. These botanical gardens are great, by the way. There's a climatron, which is that's on me. I shouldn't have said that word like you were going to know what it means.
What is it, and where can I get one?
Climatron. It is a big geodesic dome that has the exact...
So if I get a DVD of Tron and I climb it...
It's a geodesic dome, and inside is the exact climate conditions for a rainforest. And then they've also got another smaller section that's like kind of the American Southwest.
Climatron.
Climatron.
Okay. It's starting to add up now. Yeah.
Very, very cool gardens. Plants from all over the world. Lots of plants from Japan, I guess. Japan is a great place of gardens, flower arranging.
Sam says
all sorts.
Darren was there, apparently.
Oh,
Darren?
All bets up.
Darren.
So my family went to the botanical gardens for the Japanese festival this year. We take my niece. It's her first time. She's been to the botanical gardens themselves several times. This is her first time at the Japanese festival. The Japanese festival is also kind of just an anime convention also.
Sure.
So there's like cultural displays of like ice carving or karate or sumo or drumming or tea ceremony.
Statue of someone Naruto running. Yes.
But there's also like little vendor booths, and some of them are selling like neat Japanese stuff, but it's also a lot of anime merchandise and a lot of anime cosplayers. And some people that aren't anime cosplayers specifically, it's just kind of a free-for-all at this thing, all walking around this beautiful garden. And there's a woman there dressed as Elsa, Princess Elsa, but she's not the ice version. She's like a flower variant in a green dress. She's very pretty.
Interesting.
My niece is a Moana girl through and through. She's picked her princess. It's Moana, but she knows Elsa. All her friends like Elsa. So she sees her and she thinks she's really pretty. And we see this woman like walking around, like taking photos and like interacting with people. And we're like, well, do you want to go meet her? And she's like, okay. And as we get closer, she's like, uh, I don't know. Because she's 2 and she's shy. But this
We've all been
cosplayer was
there.
an absolute dream. She was so sweet. She was so patient. And my niece is carrying around this little pony doll.
Uh-huh.
It's a My Little Pony, the 80s design, but a nice new toy. Her grandma got her 4 of these things, and these are the first toys she has ever named. She's just getting to the naming stage.
Nice.
And she named her 4 ponies Alice, Peach, Grapes, and Wonder Woman.
Yes.
So this is Alice. And this Elsa's like, hey, you're a little shy. That's okay. How about your pony? Does your pony want to say hi? What's her name? And she takes Alice and like talks to her, like holds her up to her ear, like, okay, you're having a good time today. What was your favorite flower? And it's this beautiful
What's your
interaction.
favorite part?
It's so sweet.
That's my favorite part too.
Yes, that's what she's doing. Yeah, my niece liked it, and like later on, we like just kept seeing this woman walking around. We're just on the same trajectory, and we're like, "Do you want a picture with Elsa now?" And she's feeling a little bit braver. She agrees to a picture as long as I'm in the picture with her.
Mhm.
I'm like standing between her and Elsa, and also Alice is there too, and all of this makes her feel safer. So it was a challenge for her, but she was brave and she did it. And I'm just very proud that I got to be there for my
Right.
niece's first princess interaction. Like, this is really good training grounds for Disney World.
Yeah. Do you remember the first one that you met, or were you at a super young age? Oh,
So
you were
yeah.
in college. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't go. My first trip to Disney was for my college graduation trip. So
Okay.
yes, this was only 6 years ago, and I remember it well. I got to meet. We just randomly ran into Mulan, which was cool, and I
Mhm.
did stand in line to meet Tiana because she's my favorite.
There you go.
Hmm.
I don't remember what my first one was that I met. I want to say it was Captain Hook. It's
Oh,
the first
nice.
character that I saw. And of course, him being a villain, I was scared out of my mind and I cried. Because I don't know how old I was, 2 or 3, 4.
Oh.
I don't know. I was super young, but yeah, we were down at Disney World or whatever they are, with the one down in Florida. I can never
World
remember
is
which
in
one's which.
Florida. Okay.
Okay.
Make the shape with your hands. If you make your hands into a point, there's an L on your left-hand side for land, which is where California is. California is left of Walt Disney World. Here I make a W for an example.
Okay. There you go.
Just a handy mnemonic for you. Land is California, world is Florida.
Interesting. Good stuff. What was I gonna say? Oh, did you ever have an autograph book when you were younger? Like, those were a thing in the 90s,
I
right?
do remember these. I didn't have one. I think I went to a concert when I was 9, and I just had some local radio DJs I liked. They were just signing. They just had a meet and greet, and I just had signed headshots of these 2 radio DJs. And now I don't even remember who they were.
That's kind of funny. Just like some random like, you're listening to Hot 97, and
It was oh, what was this? Kicks 106.5. It was our local country station when I was a kid. I really
You're
liked
listening to Kicks 107.5.
I really liked country music in my like 9 to 12-year-old age range. And I still have a lot of nostalgia for being 9 years old and listening to Kicks 106.5.
It was who Reba McEntire and Toby Maguire and the Dixie Chicks. Or, no, what's his name? Toby Keith. That's who I'm thinking of. Toby Keith, Toby Maguire.
Have you ever seen them in the same room?
I sure haven't. I've actually seen Toby Keith in concert because my dad is a big country fan. So we went to go see him. We went to go see Faith Hill. I think I've seen Garth Brooks. This is all just like when they didn't want to get babysitters, and it was just like, well, you're coming with us to go see whoever we're seeing. And I was like, okay, this sucks.
You saw Garth Brooks, but did you also see Chris Gaines?
No, I did not.
Oh, dang. This show was... I forget the headliner, because I really wanted to go see like the second opening act, which was a guy named Phil Vassar.
Unfamiliar.
Never got off the ground that far. I can't name a single song that isn't on his first album, but I don't know. He was just a singer-songwriter that resonated with me as a 9-year-old girl, and I wanted to see him, and my dad got me a t-shirt with this like adult man on it. What for? Where would I wear this?
Right? It's a good pajama shirt then.
Mm-hmm. Too stiff. Not a good quality t-shirt,
No?
fabric-wise. No.
That's right. You're a big stickler for
to get picky about as I get older. I never buy t-shirts anymore. Like like the fabric's not good enough. They're not soft enough. They're not stretchy enough. They're a cotton poly blend.
You know what I learned recently?
What?
That American money is now made out of cotton.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, that's not paper.
They've lied. Like, when did we go from the gold standard of like we do our currency compared to gold to now cotton? Just we're making our money out of cotton.
Well, is there a man
gold.
named Gold Eye Joe?
You never know. Maybe there is.
Oh, that was my favorite.
Have you ever seen the movie Goldeneye? Who do you think they named that after?
Well, Goldeneye is named after Ian Fleming's Jamaican estate.
Okay.
I have a large bank of James Bond trivia. I have to put it somewhere.
Good. So speaking of music, I cannot get away from Tubthumping by Chumbawumba.
None of us can.
Look,
trying to get away from it.
For a long time, I hadn't thought of them. It never crossed my mind.
I think about that song. I think it at least 4 times a year.
I was talking to this girl that I really like, and she mentions that album, if not that song specifically, is like one of her childhood jams. And I was like,
yes.
Duh, of course it was everyone's. And it was just one of those random things. It's like, oh man, now I'm thinking about Chumbawumba again. Who does that? And then so we are rating She-Hulk, the comics for the review show this week, which is one of our other podcasts, and we are rereading issues 1 through 12 from Dan Slott. When I think he wrote it in like 2014 or something like that. Long story short, I guess it's not a long story, but I ended up starting the wrong comics. I sent you the right ones.
Okay.
But since I have access to Marvel Unlimited, I can just get like all of them. And so I found She-Hulk, and I found the ones that were by Dan Slott, starting with issue 1, and I started reading that. And literally the first panel opens up with her going on a run, and she puts in her headphones and hits play, and it's Tubthumping by Chumbawumba. And she sees the lyrics, and she's like, man, I haven't thought about this song in forever. and it doesn't dawn on me until I've read like 4 issues in. I'm like, I don't think I'm reading the right ones. They're referencing stuff, and it's saying it's volume 1, but I don't like something is not right here. I think there was supposed to be an issue around issue 3 or 4 where she represents Spider-Man in the case, and that didn't happen. Something is wrong here. So yeah, I looked it up, and I was reading. I guess they relaunched the book after those 12 issues, again with Dan Slott writing it, but it started again with issue 1 because comics are stupid and they do stuff like that. I found the right ones. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna sit down at work, and I'm just gonna read these when there's when it's
my
slow.
job,
right? Yeah. And it's gonna be slow, and I'm just gonna open up my Marvel Unlimited app, and I'm gonna get to reading these comics because I spent all of Thursday night reading the wrong ones. And so I open up issue 1, and again, page 1, she is at a party back when she's in college, and guess what song is playing? It's Tubthumping by Chumbawumba. Yeah. I'm just like, God damn it, I cannot get away from this fucking song.
Inescapable.
It's everywhere. I'm being invaded.
I love it. I think it's a real anthem for the world, because think about us. We get up again.
Right.
You're never going to get us down. Like, for the longest time, up until I was like 17 years old, I thought that song was going, he takes a whiskey drink, he takes a vodka drink. He takes a lot of drink, he takes a side of drink. No, it is a lager drink and a cider drink. Because I'm a child, I've never heard the word lager before. It's like, oh, just a lot of it and a side of it. This is what I'm going to request the next time I go to a bar.
That's funny.
I'd like a lot of drink with a side of drink, please.
So I took pictures of these panels, and I'm going to put them in our Discord chat, in the live stream chat, which is exclusive to patrons only. So little Patreon exclusive for you people there.
The rest of you, no tub thumping. Leave those tubs alone.
You guys can go find it on your own time. But yeah, it was ridiculous. I was just like, how is it that it comes up in conversation and then it's in the comic I'm reading? Like, that's something that Facebook should do when you mention something and then they advertise the exact same thing. It's
not
like,
the entire universe as a whole.
Right, yeah. It's like
do you feel like this is a good omen though for you and the girl?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Way to go then.
Hell yeah. Yeah, no, it's so funny. Like, how does that happen? I don't know. It's strange. But then you wrote on our things, this is the Daniel Day-Lewis of songs. And Melissa, I don't know what that means.
So my friend and I went to trivia again this week, bar trivia, and Daniel Day-Lewis, or a movie Daniel Day-Lewis was in, came up as an answer 3 separate times. And it wasn't on purpose. I don't know. It's not like this was the theme of the night. It's
That's
not even
weird.
specifically movie trivia. It's assorted. It's all kind of stuff.
Thank you,
Three
Alex. I'll take Daniel Day-Lewis for 300.
three times he shows up. One of the questions, did you know he was knighted? He's Sir Daniel Day-Lewis.
I think I've heard that
I
before.
didn't even know he was British because I don't think I've ever heard him talking as just him. I had no idea where he was from. He
Mhm.
seems ageless and placeless. And if you told me, oh, Daniel Day Lewis, he's from the moon, like, oh, sure, moon's finest actor.
Sure. Yeah.
This led me to looking up what it takes to be a knight or a dame.
Hmm.
Not much. I didn't find many requirements. It's not like, when you want to be the president, and you have to be like 35 years old and yeah, born in the USA and et cetera, et cetera. No, I think you just have to like do something cool, like be from England and do something
Right.
cool for England on like a global scale in any art form, in any form of anything, military, science,
God.
art. And then the queen just likes you. And then she puts a sword on your shoulders and you're sir or dame.
Melissa, I think I know where you're going with this. One day, a YouTuber will become knighted because you put future knight and dames. And so I went to who in the future is going to be knighted,
I was
right?
thinking Tom Holland.
Yeah, sure. Like stuff like that, but just the idea of being a YouTuber is now like a thing that
Yeah.
kids when they're young are like, I want to be a YouTuber, yeah.
Yeah.
And like that's what they want to be. Like, we had to get told we're gonna be lion tamers because that's what they all thought we were gonna be.
What?
Did you ever? It's like a personality test, but they were like, you can take this test and we'll kind of tell you maybe something you might like to be when you
Yeah, and it's like
grow
kind
up.
of like a field or like a soft skill you might be good
Yeah,
at, and
like,
like a
oh,
couple
you're good at
jobs that
math.
align with
You're
it. Yeah.
be a good engineer. Here's some stuff that engineers do. But
Yeah.
one of the things that you would get is Lolly's lion tamer.
What? So not even like general wild animal outreach
No,
specialist.
like
No.
you suck at, or I guess I shouldn't say that, but you joined a circus, and you are now a lion tamer.
Lion tamer.
But
Specifically.
yeah, and I don't know like how prevalent it was or what you had to do to get that or stuff. Like I don't know if it was supposed to be like, hey, you have leadership skills, you can tame a lion, right?
I respect human
You can
leadership skills.
boss people around. Who knows? You know,
That's one of the habits of highly effective people is being in charge of a lion.
right? I don't know. But one of these days, someone who is a YouTuber, a Twitch star is going to get knighted. I guarantee it. One of these, and that is wild.
I
Hey
feel,
YouTube, it's Sir something something blah blah blah. Like,
Sir or dame.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to all the dames out there. Maggie Smith, Emma Thompson, Judi Dench. That's all the three I can name.
Hey YouTube, it's Goth Girlfriend 420. They are the ones that happen to be damed. I'm Dame Goth Girlfriend 420.
Oh, another thing this article says. She hasn't done it yet, but Elizabeth could knight an animal or dame an animal if she wanted to. There's nothing stopping her. There's a penguin that's a knight in like Norway. For Norway royalty, there is a Sir Nils Olav the Penguin is his name. So like if
tell me there is fan fiction out there about something that kills all of the royalty or stuff except for the penguin, and he now like is the only one with some kind of like official like well, I guess you're the
survivor, but he's a penguin.
Right? It's like, well, I guess you're our king now.
Wait, this is the plot of King Ralph. It's just King Ralph, but instead it's a king penguin.
I don't know what King Ralph is.
Well, it's a movie starring my fellow statesman John Goodman as like the most distant cousin of some royal line, and there's I don't know, they all die and it falls to him. I haven't seen
John
it yet.
Goodman, you have John Hamm.
Yeah.
You have a lot of Johns.
Well, we have
coming
those
from
two.
your neck of the woods.
I don't know if we have others. Do you want me to stop and name every famous Missourian I know? Because I'll do it.
You can if you want. That's not where I was going with
Can
this.
you tell me one person from Virginia?
Pharrell.
Oh,
is from Virginia. That would be
good
someone you know. Yeah.
Him and his hats.
Yes.
Worked on the music for the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
There you go. And Despicable Me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Crazy stuff gonna happen. There's a penguin who's a knight. How? I don't understand. The world is filled with crazy people.
How do you wait? How do you knight a penguin if they don't have shoulders? What do you? What do they get?
They have to put their little flappers out.
Penguin to wear a sash. When you get knighted or damed, I feel like you get some sort of accessory, but I don't know what it is. Do you get just like a badge? You know, one of those medals. Does Emma Thompson have a medal?
I don't know. Do they have like ID cards like the Avengers, right?
I hope so.
I'm a card-carrying Avenger.
Driver's license says Dame Emma Thompson.
That's funny. I don't know. Like I guess the only knights I'm really aware of is like Sir Ian McKellen.
Mm-hmm. Sir Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, Sir
Elton John.
Stewart. I didn't know Elton John was one.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of Netflix's 5 billionth DVD. Sir Rocket Man. What was that? Oh. Look, I'm not an official radio host. I don't sit here and get rid of my ums and ahs and all of that stuff.
I think we were both looking at our list of topics. And Kyle, I want to bring up something I've put on here before and just got bumped off because we had a busier week that week.
Okay, go for it.
This is all I've been up to this week. It's just watching Vine compilations. Speaking of weird internet things that make kids famous.
Sure.
You like Vines?
I never got into them when they were happening.
Same.
I've seen a number of them since then, but I feel like I missed the boat. I try and stay as far away as I can from TikTok.
I've seen some TikTok videos thrown into the Vine compilations.
Yeah. They're essentially the same thing, but they're not at the same time.
Yeah, there's like a little bit of magic missing, but maybe I just haven't seen the right TikToks. Maybe the medium has yet to reach its apex. Maybe we just ain't there yet.
Famous TikToker will be knighted, and they're going to be. So I'm sitting here with the penguin knight from something. They have their little live stream going.
England already has a famous TikToker, and his name is Big Ben.
I hate that I didn't think of that. God damn it. God God damn. That was good. That was good. Bravo.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. But I love Vines.
Mm-hmm.
I watch Vine compilations all the time, and they still happen. We're not making new Vines. Some of
Sure.
these videos might have like the occasional TikTok or like Instagram video thrown in there, but like for a medium that is now dead, they are still putting, I mean, by they, I mean the general citizens of YouTube, they're still putting together new Vine compilations. I get ones that were like uploaded 3 weeks ago, mixed in with the ones that are like uploaded 3 years ago, whenever it was that Vine died. Rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
Mourn you till join ya. And have you seen the videos that are fandom as Vines?
No.
This is a major trend. I don't remember the first time I found these. It was probably something like Harry Potter. It'll be like Harry Potter as Vines, and it's just a bunch of Vines, and they'll put like a little text label on the screen over whoever is in the Vine to say like, man, isn't that a thing Draco Malfoy would do?
Right.
This is huge. Every time I get really into something now, I look up that fandom as Vines. I have seen, I don't know. Oh, around Endgame, I watched a ton of MCU as Vines. When I got into Good Omens, I found like 20 Good Omens as Vines. I found 2 The Terror as Vines.
Oh my God.
I love them. It's the language I speak now because it's these little 6-second videos. If you happen to not know what a Vine is, that's it. Just a 6-second video. And you'd get on this old app and you'd watch them and they'd loop over and over again. And there would be different Vine artists. And because I never watched it actually on the app, I'm just watching these compilation videos. I keep seeing the same people over and over again, but I don't know their names. I don't know who that guy is. I'm just like, the blonde guy. He's got a hat sometimes. I love him.
Yeah.
I never get tired of them. I haven't gotten tired of them yet. And I think about them all the time. Like the language of them is imprinted into the back of my head now. And 30 years from now, I'll still be talking about these same Vines. And I'll
Right.
sit the kids down, be like, you gotta watch my favorite Vines. Watch them with Mom. Watch them with Aunt
Grandma,
Mel.
what was your favorite TV show? Vine
Vine.
compilations.
Sincerely, yes. I am so
And
into
if you don't like
Vines
them, I will
today.
yeet you right out of here.
A woman almost 29 years old here in the year 2019 who never got onto it in the first place, who found it like, I got super duper into this just over the last year, just like, I love these. Time to unwind before bed. Time to unwind before bed. I need 12 minutes of Vines, please. My favorite one, this is very specific to me, but it's 2 guys, and one of them says to the other, who do you think is the cutest girl at school? And the other guy says, the Epcot ball. And the first guy wasn't really paying attention and he keeps talking. He's like, yeah, I think Brittany's pretty hot. And then it goes back to the second guy and he's just like, ah, Epcot. And then there's like a thought bubble graphic and it's just, the Epcot ball. I love, again, 2 guys. One of them says, hey, do you have any shaving cream? And the other guy says, no, I don't like the way it tastes. Wait a minute, you eat shaving cream? No, why would I eat it if I don't like the taste?
Yeah, right. So what I think made Vine so great is that it's the 3-panel comic
yes, exactly.
in video format, and
exactly.
it's perfect for that.
I love these staged ones, not staged, but like the ones somebody like
Hook, line, sinker.
The one that somebody did intentionally. I like the ones that are just like accidental things or home videos. I like where it's just we took footage from one thing and put a different music track over it. There's so many kinds. Vines are so diverse. Like you can sit down for 10 minutes of Vines and you will see all kinds of different people, all kinds of different jokes and references and ways to make you laugh and ways of life. Like it's a real simulacrum of the entire human experience, just wrapped up in like, like that walrus spinning around in the pool playing the saxophone, and then they play the Carly Rae Jepsen song. That's humanity.
Yeah.
It might be a manatee. There's a Vine. It's like a blonde guy with glasses, and he just steps out of a doorway, and he's just wearing his underwear, and he says, "Hi, welcome to Chili's." And
And
that's the one that you are.
I was gonna say that's the one that I'm like in the background. I've been sitting there for 4 whole hours just reading comics alone in Chili's.
Whatnauts is Vines. I'm the Epcot ball, and Kyle is hi. Welcome to Chili's.
Exactly. That's terrible. I think one of the few TikToks I've seen is the General Grievous one.
Oh, General Grievous one.
Well, yeah. So it's this girl. Her name is Chloe, because I know her from the kind of funny content.
Yes.
She's also a big fan of them, and she won their up and comer contest, so she got to like be a part of their content for a whole week. But she made this TikTok where she is looking up pictures of General Grievous from Star Wars and being like, damn, this guy looks hot. And then she like looks up like, how tall is General Grievous? And it's like 7 feet. She's like, damn, hell yeah. So you guys should go watch it because it's good. It's funny.
I do love the base absurdity of trying to recite or describe one of these to somebody else.
You never can. It's terrible.
No. But I love that we all try.
Right.
It takes so much longer than finding and watching the video itself, but it's like, no, I gotta tell you the bit about the shaving cream.
You should have been there, dude. It's so funny. Exactly what those things are. Too bad Vine died. I hate that.
Right,
but now TikTok is basically the same thing. Everything now has stories, which is basically the same thing. I mean, or can be used in the same way. Like Vine started a certain style of like editing, right? And like that is now what we get with these things. So Vine lives on, but it sucks that it died.
Yeah, R.I.P. Bring it back.
R.I.P. So I have an interesting question to bring up. I bought a couple shirts from a store.
Yeah.
It was not Amazon, so they didn't have the like, hey, if your order is like 30 something bucks or above, you have the option for free shipping.
Yeah.
I had to pay like $7 or $8 for shipping.
Yeah.
And it's like the standard 2 to 8 days. First of all, before Amazon was really a big thing, I remember shipping would always be in business days.
Yeah.
And I don't think I ever really figured out what business days actually meant.
Monday through Friday, the days you conduct a typical business.
Sure, I heard that explanation. I've also heard that it was just 8-hour increments of like a normal business day is usually 8 hours. So if it's however, right, like, so I never figured out what it was, but somewhere along the line, they stopped saying business days, and it's just it'll be there in 6 to 7 days. Right. So when I ordered this thing, they told me, hey, it'll most likely be there by the 3rd or 4th.
Well,
I was like, all right, cool. That's fine. I think I ordered it on the 27th. So it had the whole weekend to get here and stuff like that. But the shipping that I paid for was from 2 to 8 days. Which would have been at the end of that week, not on the like Monday or Tuesday that it was supposed to come. Well, it doesn't show up, and there's like the shipping information is still like it's on the way. Like, okay, that's strange. Sure, it was only an estimated date, but they haven't updated me, and it's past the date that they said it might show up. They eventually updated it, and it's now longer than the shipping that I paid for. It'll have been a total of like 10 days, not 8 days. So I'm wondering, is shipping and handling a scam nowadays?
I don't know. I am an old-fashioned lady and drive to a store and buy things, and the only shipping and handling is my own hands.
Cause like 2 days past the like, well, cause shipping is like I'm paying the company that I bought this thing from like an extra fee to make sure it gets to me on time. But once they mail it, it's not really up to them.
Yeah.
Like, it's out of their hands. So if something like this that happens to me, where it's like, it's 2 days beyond the amount of money I paid for, and you said you could, like 2 to 8 days is $6, right? If it's beyond that, then am I not getting what I paid for, technically? Like, can I be like, hey, I want a refund? Don't charge me for shipping because you didn't deliver it on time? Is that a thing? To be like, I still want the product, but I want a refund for the shipping?
You might have to ask a professor or lawyer.
I don't
or at
know.
least a dad.
Look, but so then one thing I'm thinking of is like, all right, we had Labor Day on this past Monday. So if I take that day off, because sure, it's a government holiday too, they're maybe only 1 day late, so it's not that bad of when their new updated thing is. But I just like, normally that would be a thing. Like if you pay for something and you don't get it, or you get the wrong thing, or it's broken or something, you can be like, hey, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But for shipping? Can you do that?
You're asking big questions of a simple lady.
I am. We asked the hard
why don't you
journalistic
try it?
things,
and then you come back and you tell me, speaking of things you were gonna go do, did you get one of those chicken sandwiches?
No, I did not.
I tried driving by 2 different Popeyes, and they both have the signs saying we're out of sandwiches. So I just went to Culver's instead.
Look, I want to one day. I'm probably going to wait a little bit longer, but I'm probably going to also forget.
I'll remind you periodically.
Okay.
Will you eat one by the end of the year?
Hopefully.
In our retrospective, can we report back on these chicken sandwiches?
One day we're gonna start the captain's log, and I'm just gonna be sitting there with the chicken sandwich, stuff in my face, the chicken sandwich. Quality content. That's what people want.
We should have an episode that's like, look, guys, this one's for us, and we're both going to be eating the whole time. So just
it's the shawarma episode where we don't do anything. It's just the sounds of us eating food. That'll be fantastic. But yeah, who knows about the whole shipping thing? Because again, like once it's out of the company's hands, they can't really do anything either. Like because I've had that happen, like with my laptop. Like they wouldn't deliver the laptop, and I'm like, what the fuck do you mean you're not gonna deliver the laptop? And they're like, well, this Y, like X, Y, and Z. I'm like, that's bullshit. Deliver me my fucking laptop. And yeah, I basically I complained a bunch and was like, look, this is how you do your job. Do it like this. And they were eventually like, actually, yeah, you're right. We should do this and that. But the company that I bought the laptop from basically came back and was like, yeah, we can't do anything about this. It's a scam. Shipping and handling is a scam.
Well, maybe it would work if you bought shirts like directly from FedEx. If they just combined themselves.
I want to buy a FedEx shirt. Just with the big old FedEx logo. No.
I want to live in a world of like postmodern brandism where you're wearing a shirt for a company that like nobody should have a shirt for. Like it's not like a it doesn't say like
Pine-Sol.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't say like Chanel. It just says like Tervis water bottles.
Right.
I saw a car. Sam's gonna love this. I saw a car with a Lion's Choice bumper sticker.
I am not familiar with Lion's Choice.
Oh, that's right. If she doesn't have it, you probably don't have it either. I don't know. It's a chain we have around here that's just roast beef sandwiches. It's like an Arby's, but you know how Arby's has like
all I can think of is that YouTube, the G.I. Joe pork chop sandwiches.
Yeah. No, it's kind of like an Arby's, but like you know how Arby's has the whole like deli aesthetic, and they'll bring out like we have brisket.
They have the meats.
Yeah, they have all the meats, and Lion's Choice, I think, just has roast beef and a hot dog. I don't know, but Sam heckin' loves it. And she has to go every time she comes back to St. Louis. But I saw a car with a bumper sticker for Lion's Choice, and it was just a lion and the initials LC.
That's so weird.
Do you have stickers that look like this? I've only seen them around here, so I don't know how far it gets. But it's just a white oval with a black outline, and inside
that's
like,
everywhere.
Okay, see, I don't know. I haven't been anywhere. Yeah, so it's supposed to look like those. Like, the sticker I would have, to celebrate my hometown of Florence, and it would just say floor. This is that. It just says LC for like, your civic pride for Lion's Choice.
That's so weird. The bumper stickers that I think about a lot are those Salt Life ones. Have you seen those ones?
Yeah, like surfers?
I think it's a religious thing.
I thought it was for like salt water. I thought it was surfers, and I'm like, why do we have so many of those in a landlocked state?
Do you remember the brand No Fear? They were like the surfing company. It looks like something they would make, but it says Salt Life, which I think is a religious thing. It's like a Christian thing, but I swear to God, it says Slut Life. Just look at those. They're just like, it says Slut Life. I swear to God.
Live your pride and joy. Put it on your car. I saw a car that is a sticker. It's like 2 profiles, like cameo profiles. And I'm and they look vaguely familiar. And as I get closer to the car, I see there's a 221B etched under it. And I'm like, oh, that's John and Sherlock. Sure. And I look at the sticker next to it, and it's the logo for Archive of Our Own, the fan fiction website. And this is just a minivan being driven by a normal looking mom. And I want to be friends with this lady. I want to know this whole story.
Oh my God, you just reminded me of another story. Not including bumper stickers, but including middle-aged moms.
Okay, go.
I was walking back from the grocery store when I was in college one time. I was with one of my roommates, and we happened to get to a point in the conversation where neither of us had anything to say, so we were just walking silently, right? And we were coming up on an intersection, but it was a three-way intersection. And there was this minivan that pulled up, windows down, and it was this middle-aged like soccer mom inside. Like, this is the stereotypical like just minivan thing, and it is blasting music, just volume up to 11. You can hear it. The speakers are terrible. It's bumping Biggie. Just give me the loot, and it's just and it's just this middle-aged white mom with no one else in the car in this like suburban like neighborhood, and it's just like and we would just both just look at each other like, did we just see that? Was that just real? Did that just happen? We busted out laughing because we had no idea what to say. We were just like, what is going on?
One time, me, my brothers, and my nephew were all driving together in Tim's car to go visit our grandparents who lived on a farm in the middle of nowhere. And we're passing through Herman, which is this tiny, idyllic, like, town in central Missouri that has like a couple wineries and like a bed and breakfast and like nothing else. You just go there to look at hills and drink wine, and that's it. Itty bitty town. And it's super early in the morning. It's like 7 a.m. in the morning on like a Saturday or Sunday. Slow, quiet, peaceful, dew on the grass. And the Kim Possible theme song comes into whatever shuffle playlist we're playing in the car. And Tim, our older brother's like, oh, let's crank this. And he turns it up and he turns the windows down. And we're driving through this idyllic wine country little village.
Kim Possible.
7 in the morning.
Great.
Driven by an adult man.
I honestly love when people do stuff like that. My friend's father, I don't know if I might have mentioned him in passing once or twice before on this show, but their father was a chef and was the personal chef for Dick Cheney. Their Thanksgivings were amazing. So good. But he was so funny. He's the short little Filipino dude. He had this gigantic Jeep with like 42-inch to like huge tires, and he would just blast the most random music. He would put on like Beethoven and just crank it up and then turn the bass all the way up, and it's just like, what are you doing? This is so weird. Why are you doing this? You're an idiot. This is life. Right, yeah, and it was hilarious. But then just like we would be hanging out at their house randomly on the weekends or something like that, and he'd walk in the room. He'd be like, "Hey guys, I'm bringing it back," and we'd be like, "What are you bringing back?" He goes, "I'm bringing sexy back," and then he'd walk away.
Solid dad joke.
Just like, yes.
Thanks, Dad.
You're the best. We love you. And they're all like, Dad, you can't, don't say it. Don't say that. No, Dad.
You'd rather your own father not say, but if another dad says it, it's gold.
Yes, it is. It's perfect. Yeah. So funny. Anyways, I say we wrap things up there for this evening. Let's see, a little bit of housekeeping for you guys. I already mentioned the She-Hulk comics that we are reading for the review show this week. You guys should go see if you can get your grubby little mitts on those She-Hulk comics. I guess the week before that on the review show, we covered season 1 of The Terror.
Yes.
Melissa, do you want to mention a little bit about that?
Yeah, this is an AMC historical drama with a splash of horror in it, and season 1 is one self-contained anthology story based on the true story of these two ships that go sailing into Arctic Canada in 1845, trying to find the Northwest Passage between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. They get frozen into the ice. They're fighting with each other. They're losing their minds. Their food is slowly poisoning them. And there's a big Arctic monster trying to hunt them down.
Yeah. Spooky stuff. So you guys should absolutely check that out. If you were not here last week on the Captain's Log, we talked about all sorts of things, including butter burgers, butter statues. I was fascinated by the amount of butter that we talked about, and Melissa was like, "Why are we focusing on this? This is stupid."
I feel like this has come up before, and I think this is the impression I will give people of the Midwest: is we're just nothing but butter. If you want to think about the Midwest, just like a lot of butter and John Goodman, and that's us.
There you go. So yeah, you guys should absolutely go check that out. If you like what we do, patreon.com/the Whatnauts is where you can support us. thewhatnauts.com is our website. You can find all of our podcasts there, as well as wherever you get your podcasts. Big thanks to our Patreon supporters at the $5 tier, including Sam, who has been with us in the chat here.
Number one Lion's Choice fan, except for that guy in the car. So
thank you to Sam and Christine for supporting us on Patreon. You guys mean a lot to us, and we appreciate it tons. So thank you for helping us out there. I believe that is about it. Melissa, where can they find you on the interwebs?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Wilkywit. That's WILKYWIT.
Oh man, I have the wrong things up. I have Jess's thing up still. This is not good.
Steal her identity.
I forgot to fix that because I didn't think it was all switched. You guys can find me at Yo Kyle Springer on Twitter and Instagram, and we are at the Whatnauts on Twitter if you guys want updates for this show or any of the other ones that we do. Go like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell, sell your soul, tell a friend, tell a foe, whatever you guys need to do, and we will see you guys next time. Adios.
Bye.
Look, my camera is blurry. Weird. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for checking out that episode of the Whatnauts review show. We hope you enjoyed. That's not the review show. We did the Captain's Log. I'm all screwed up right now. We have multiple podcasts like the video down here, so you guys should go subscribe to our channel right up there. Do the things. Go leave a comment below. I'm all messed up right now. I'm just gonna go.